ancient times, this sacred mountain was sealed by the dwarf deities with 5 powerful.
Let's skip that boring part and let's dig into business. I need your help.
Hey, where am I? This is a bit different from what I visited earlier.
Hey, come here quick.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
How dare you to interrupt my story? I am the mountain.
Well, as I was saying, this is the Misty Mountain and has 2 things about it. One, it's filled with golds and diamonds. And there is some kind of weird magic.
What was the last part?
Instead you can mine any dwarf streams, and all you need is a pickaxe.
Any dwarf streams?
Hello, 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 welcome in. Today it's Wednesday and we're back here for the Lucky Miner, and we got also some MLP news, so welcome in. Hope you're doing fantastic, hope you're doing well. Today it's Wednesday, it's our day, so let's take it in. How are you doing today? Let me know in the chat. I hope you're doing well, hope you're doing fine. If not, I will try to make it better. Welcome in Wicked, welcome in Fred. Good to see you here. So shall we get started? I've got here the Game Maker, because today, of course, we will be doing some Lucky Miner sessions. Also, before we get into that, but just letting you know, you can type in !LFM in the chat and you will access a Google form that you can fill it in so you can become one Lucky Miner. Yannick, how is it going? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you here. Okay, so what do we have for today? I've come to the realization, I want to show you something. Where can I show you something? I can show you something like this, I guess. Okay, I can show you something like this. Now let me get that into the screen so you all can see it as well. Also, let me get the mic a little bit closer. I think this might be better for the audio. Okay. So Brave Browser, here we go. That's what I was looking for. So, you know, I've shared this a couple of times. This is what I've been building regarding the smart contracts. We have a shit ton of smart contracts. Now, this is kind of the logic to the game, let's put it that way. It's something that is not visually seen. It's something that happens on the blockchain, and we've got a lot of stuff. We've got the token itself, then we've got the liquidity adder, we've got the token swap, exchange smart contract for the resources, we have the fee collector smart contract, we have the collector and the manager, we have the interfaces, the mining smart contract, which also has the RNG, we have the resources, we have the pickaxes, we have staking. It's quite a lot of smart contracts, and I was okay. Now let me just try to do a test, which would be getting something done with the visual script or something like that. I was like, God damn, this is gonna be so freaking damn hard again. I understand nothing about JavaScript, and I was becoming too overwhelmed to grab it on to do this stuff, which is basically learning a new language, trying to come up with something visually appealing as well. And I come to the realization that this is kind of beyond my league. It's above my head. So it took me a while. I wanted to get started. I was like, okay, this is just such a huge amount of work. I need a full day to get this, and then life comes on. You know, there's a lot of responsibilities that I have to take in, and I did not find to have such a long period of time to work in, and that is such a constraint, you know. Now, having that said, I come to the realization that maybe I was trying to do too much. Like, this is what we had just on the back end for the smart contracts, and still needs to be audited. And the audit itself, that's going to be thousands of dollars, like tens of thousands of dollars, which is kind of a lot, you know. And also having to do then, yeah, welcome to programming. I know, right? Welcome to the world of programming, yeah. But if it was just that, it was okay. So the cost to audit this so it's secure, that I know it's secure by other people, that would be tens of thousands of dollars. Then providing liquidity, that's more again. That's the type of budget that I do not possess right now to invest in all of this stuff, which is quite a lot. Having that said, we would still have to design everything on JavaScript for the front end and probably hire also a programmer, someone to help out to flush out the bugs, make sure everything is working. So we're looking like at something would be really, really expensive at this point. I see we have an ad, so I'm just gonna roll the trailer so I don't have to repeat back again. So I'll be back in 90 seconds. Okay, we're back again. I think that the ad is already over. Let me just double check it. Yes, it is. Perfect. So as I was saying, having to do all the front end stuff, which is the gaming visual part of it, that's gonna require JavaScript learning, and I look at it and I'm not sure how much time would it take. That would be like 3 months, 6 months, which is a lot of time, and it is such a demanding type of work as well, having to trying to learn a new language, testing it, and man, I'm not sure if I have the strength to do all of that Herculean type of work, which is quite a lot. I probably would need some help to do that type of stuff, but I kind of find myself here in this sort of crossroads. Hey CRP Monster, how is it going? Welcome in. Make sure you do fill it up that form. Type in exclamation mark LFM so we can do another Lucky Minus session. So I was thinking, if we strip down on all of this stuff, what would be the basic concept? What would be the bare bone of it? So what we had here, so we would be mining, we'd be buying pickaxes that would fuel liquidity pools. That's a sort of way to attract investment to grow the project, the product itself. So you would get pickaxes, then you would be mining for resources, then we would go through a protocol. Hey, play game for fun, welcome in. How is it going? So we would get then mining, which would trigger an RNG. We would be paying 3 cents per transaction, so you can see that scaling up as well. With the resource, you would be trading for MLP. So with the MLP, then you would be able to stake, and by staking, then you would be earning over time that interest, which would come from the revenue of the fees that we would collect. We would compound, and 50% would go converted into MLP, which would drive the price up, and then would be allocated for staking. So in the end, it would be pretty much trying to get MLP to get it to stake, so you would earn those fees through the time, while the protocol works for itself and drives the volume up, and drives also the price up while collecting indirect transactions. So the end game would really come to this. Oh, shoot. The end game would come to this part, literally to these parts. And I was thinking, yeah, this is just much more manageable instead of having to do all of this stuff. Probably would be much more fun, would be much more entertaining to do all of that stuff, right? I am pretty sure it would, and it will. But getting all of this part done is the biggest pain as well. So you know what? I thought that what if we just go straightly from having the tokens on the liquidity pools. I personally would set up what I would have to spend in contract audits, in all of that. I just provide the liquidity pools. They're set up, they're gathering indirect transactions, and we have the staking smart contract. And whoever wants to jump on board with the protocol, with the idea of having a DeFi liquidity protocol that just gathers indirect transactions, drives the fees, buybacks the token, which drives the price up, and then with those we get those tokens for staking, so you can claim them and maybe sell it later as you wish, if the price target fits what you want. I thought that these might be a smarter approach, a much feasible approach, because the website would be really, really simple. Just have to be an explanation of what the project is, what I just explained, which is way more simpler to explain as well. Then it would be a simple page that you just go link to, for example, Uniswap for you to trade the token, and then you would have a staking page, and that would be about it. Simple, simple, simple. And instead of having to work for the next 6 months on something, trying to learn something new, I've already learned so much regarding Solidity and smart contract. When I was doing the test, okay, let's try to put up a very simple version of all of this. It was so easy that I got it working on the first try, on the first test. I was like, this is way too simple to be working just like that, but actually it was. So that's how complex it was. I'm happy that I get to learn this. It's a new skill that I've got under my belt, but going to all of this stuff is just way, way, way too much for me to handle. There's too many things right now that I have to juggle to be able to take on this, like learning all of this stuff. Play Game for Fun says, quick warning, not sure how it's work after last purchase NFT on Sandbox events. Somehow bots started joining the wallets and starting make fake phishing transactions. Check Polyscan. Which wallet? The Sandbox wallet? I've known that. So sometimes you can, let's see, you put a smart contract for an NFT, right? Or for a token. So since you're doing a smart contract, you can build with whatever permissions you want. So you can mint that NFT into any wallet or into any smart contract. And then if you have permissions as an admin, and if you program the smart contract from your wallet. Okay, so let's say I do a smart contract, and I do a smart contract which I would mint an NFT that would be minted into the Sandbox wallet and then transferred to your wallet, for example, or the other way around. I'm going to mint an NFT straight to your wallet, and I'm going to send it to someone else's wallet, because I built the smart contract that way and I have permissions to do stuff that way. So that would be one thing that could potentially happen, or I could potentially do if it was to do something harmful and make the smart contract that way. So always beware with what you're trading and what you have in your wallet. You gotta always double check if you know the source, if you know everything, because yeah, you don't want to get yourself harmed by those type of scams. So always double check on that. Now, what I want to do is to tell you what I think would be good to do for this project. What I think it could be also useful to do as a starting point. I think the protocol itself will be very useful and will be fun, managing all the liquidity pools and having to manage all of this stuff just by itself, just that. I think it will be very fun trying to discuss which tokens we will include liquidity, where we think we can do the best strategies and all of that. I will be, in that case, solely taking the risk, since I'm providing liquidity. If people want also to provide liquidity, that would be a plus and would also help to scale the protocol faster. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much how I envision right now, to have actually something launched, and then having the protocol kicked in, having some more transactions going and some revenue being made by the protocol itself. That would be a passive type of income, which I'm very, very found with, let's put it that way. So yeah, that would be the way to go. And then if we have then funds to do something bigger, larger, different, gamified with DeFi, then we'll go that way. But for now, we have to start with something that is feasible and that is just not too much overwhelming. Because honestly, I think I was getting a little bit burned out from building all of this stuff, because I did build all of these smart contracts, as you can see in here on Remix, and this is just a lot. I've went like MLP token simple. So this would be the MLP token with all its functions. Now this would be a simple token smart contract. 13 lines of code. Then we'd have the MLP staking smart contract. Would be all of this stuff. We have the staking simple. It's still a lot. But literally, I only have to do these smart contracts and be like, everything else I can just do manually. I can claim the fees from the pools instead of all of these stuff to make it automatic. I just can be here every day, claim the fees, send 50%, reinvest, compound into the liquidity pools, and then trade for MLP, send to the staking smart contract, do this every day, every 2 days, even every week. It wouldn't matter that much. It would still be working very well, and it would not impact that much the protocol. So having that said, I think that yeah, this is a much more feasible type of approach that I feel much more comfortable with, and I think that this will be the way that we will go. Bitfox, yes, I did had AI to help me to build all of this stuff, but it's still overwhelming. It's still a lot of stuff because I knew zero about Solidity. Now I actually know something about Solidity, but I have to use the help of AI still to do it. But hey, Bitfox, that's why you have a company that does that, and I don't. But let me also check what Play Game for Fun says. In general, I bought 2 NFTs from the event Sandbox Market and started after the fake transactions started coming, luckily with 0 sand and small Polygon fee. I checked, and many sandfams had the same fake transactions. Sandbox support said it's not in the contract, just outside bot. I revoked all permissions. So pretty much what I was saying, it's someone outside that is minting on the Sandbox wallet and then sending over there and trying to bundle. Like, for example, I could trigger something that when a user buys a Sandbox from the marketplace, then I want my smart contract to emit something on also the Sandbox wallet and then send to this user that's buying. All of that is possible to program, and I would not be surprised. Like, people, scammers and hackers, they're very creative on how to scam people. So I would not be very, very surprised if that was something that was happening. Let's put it that way. Okay. More stuff on this. I'm not sure if you have any questions. I think that for this project, for this type of thing, also what we can do is, I'm thinking, okay, I just can put all the tokens, have something for the team. That would be for a sort of engagement, marketing, trying to grow also the community around the token. That also could be used. Other stuff also would be, okay, do I deploy all the funds, all the tokens straight into the liquidity pools and they're open just to buy? But that also has a problem with snipers, with bots as well. So another thing I thought is, how do I have like a sort of vesting schedule that I would deploy, but the deployment would go through the liquidity pools. So instead of just having them deployed somewhere, like for example a vesting schedule that people can claim it, they would just go to the liquidity pools as an example. Should I do a pre-sale for the token? Like, hey, I really like that. I believe in you. You have a good vision. I like the project. I would like to be part of a pre-sale, and then those funds would go into the liquidity, so the token price would be a little bit higher, but also we have a deeper liquidity, and it kick-offs way faster as well, because we can capture much more indirect transactions. I'm not sure what would be the next step. I'm prepared to kind of go all in by myself and just provide all the funds that would be needed for the project. But if this is something that would be interested, or you would be interested in participating on having a pre-sale, let me know so I can have a thought on it. So make sure you do type that on the chat. Also, regarding what we're doing on the sandbox, one day we will have another builders challenge. I will talk about what's happening on the sandbox on like sort of the second segment after we get through the talking about this stuff. Let's put it that way. And yeah, so also what we can do with build a challenge and sandbox is allocate some of the tokens also to strengthen the protocol, which will drive the price up, which I think will be good for everyone that's part of the ecosystem. We can use also the new token to have it as rewards, for example, on the team allocation and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff that can be happening, but most than anything, let me know what your thoughts. If you would be interested in, if there was to happen a pre-sale type of thing, if you would be interested in participating. I'll probably put a poll in the Discord server. I'll probably put a poll also on X/Twitter to see if there's enough interest regarding the valuation. If so, then I'll consider doing that type of event, which would be a pre-sale. If not, I'll just go and fully fund the project, and I'll just take whatever decisions on it that I feel best for. Okay, having that said, you can type in !LFM just like Play Game for Fun just did, and you can fill it up that form. If you do so, you will be entering this wheel of names that will raffle MLP a small amount thinking to get. Alright, Play Game for Fun. Now, would you be interested in getting it from the open market, which would be from the liquidity pools when they're set up? Or would you rather participating into a pre-sale and having those funds from the pre-sale to build even a bigger liquidity pool? ASAP. Okay, cool. I like that. Just out of curiosity, so what do you consider a small amount? Which is a little bit different. So it will not affect the price. I pretty much have a price in my head, which I think it's a good starting point, which would be about when Ethereum it equals 10,000 MLP tokens. I think that's a very feasible starting token price. So yeah, depends on much I can afford. That is fair enough. That is very fair enough. Okay, so let me check here. One more time. Will there be a TPM event during Alpha Season 6? The Bitfox, we have not been invited to be part of Alpha Season 6, I can tell you that. If there's going to be our own event during Alpha Season 6, I am not sure. I do have to meet Fred and Ferd to talk about what we're doing on the sandbox, because we've started to build the 99 nights in the mountain, and I'm not sure if we are either going with the Misty Mountain as we have right now, or if we will go with the new game if it's ready, but I am not sure. The Bitfox, I will say it again, I'm not sure. Ask me again later, I might know the answer. Wicked says, I spent all my ETH on worthless JPEGs, could do 50. Well, 50 is 50, and it does help out the project every single bit. What I wanted to check here, exactly, what we have already. We have 4 names, we have CRP Monster, the Bitfox, Yannick, and Play Game for Fun. Make sure you do fill up the form if you want to participate, so don't be shy, get on board, and let's do it. So grabbing your names, putting in here. I'm gonna shuffle. Oh wait, shuffle. I guess I'm gonna shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and good luck. Let's do it. Play game for fun, congratulations, let's freaking go. You got to be the first lucky miner of the day. Let me take this Brave browser out. Bitfox says, stop all my activities for the sandbox creation as well. We'll wait until Unreal 5 migration is over and mobile support ready in 2026. The Bitfox, where did you hear that we're going to migrate to Unreal 6? Unreal 5. I have found nowhere that information, and I'm very, very interested in knowing where you got that info. Okay, let me check. Miss T. Hey Marco, how is it going? Arthur and Yatsu. Was that a twit? Okay, maybe I'll go for mountain. I stick to tradition with gravel. Well, it has been paying you off, the gravel, so let's do it. Let's freaking do it. Okay, so gravel it is. I want everyone to type in the chat, please. Good luck here for our good fella. Play game for fun. I'm gonna skip here. Oh, thank you. Huh. Twitter interview and Cointelegraph. I did watch the interview, but I don't remember seeing that. Okay, let me check. What's next? This was posted 2 days ago. Sandbox next. Moving from Unity to Unreal Engine. Okay, that is good. Cross-device from day one, including mobile. Instant world map exploration. Instant world map exploration. Instant world map exploration. First release planned for 2026. Sebastian will share the new roadmap this September. Okay. We know the community and want to press and press want transparency. Our next moves around sand and the ecosystem will show where we're headed. Building the open metaverse isn't a one-day mission. It takes time, challenges, and committed. With over 400 brands and IPs. And yes, a new season is coming soon. To the haters, I own the mistakes. We move forward. Our inboxes are open. Arthur said, let's keep building. Bonus just came back from Burning Man. When we completely disconnected, feel good to return. Okay, sure. Oh god. Okay, I promised we were going to talk about the sandbox and what I think about all of this stuff. I was not looking for that. Misty looks great on my 5K Apple Studio display. Can't wait for Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, me too. If mobile took... They announced mobile for when? 2024? I think it was 2024 when they announced mobile. And now we're going almost into 2026. They're going to say like, hey, Unreal 5 is coming next year. I have a hard time believing that 2026 everything will be ready. The sandbox has never been very famous for delivering on a schedule. Let's put it that way. I don't recall ever sandbox delivering on schedule. So it's gonna be tough for me to believe. I guess I'll believe when I see it. And yeah, actually I can pull that up. Where was that first. Okay, here we go. Twitter. No, I want to get on a new tab. I want to get on a new tab and I want to search for. That was posted by who? The first one? Okay, maybe I can search for Yats. Yatsui. It's you. Okay. Here we go. Okay, let me also open Sebastian's profile. 29 August. Okay. Okay, so we have the interview here. Not sure if I can find that first post. The fake news. Does anyone have access to that post? The original that kind of triggered all of this stuff? Yeah, I'm definitely not finding it. But even if it is 2027, it will be great. If it's released, it will be great. Okay, thank you, Fred. That is perfect. Okay. Let me get this into the stream now. Oh, I'm not sure if I can see that. It asks me to... Okay. It was from the big well. Can I check the... Where's the link? Okay. Shit, this is in French. I understand nothing. Okay. No, I don't want to be a pro. I don't want to... Can I just watch it? No. Okay, we'll go with what we have. It is okay. It is okay. We'll go with what we have. So. Brave browser. Okay, here we go. So my thoughts on this. Most of the stuff was true, I guess. The metaverse is laying off more than 50%. They said that they were firing about 100 people. They blamed the gaming industry to be stale and all of that. Add in 1 minute. Okay, snoozed. Perfect. You put the screenshots. Okay, let me check the screenshots. Oh, I do remember. But main bullshit was the meme coin news. Well, I don't think it was a lot of bullshit, because that was the last question from Yat's interview. And if you pay attention, he's like very open, all gestures. And I kind of try to pay attention to body language as well when people are speaking on this type of matters. And what I've noticed is that when he was speaking about it, and finally they were like, okay, let's talk about the the meme coin launcher, and it just immediately just closed, like got like this. And usually when you go like this is because you don't want to handle much information. You're being closed. You're closing yourself. That's what it means on a body language type of thing. So, having that said, what I've noticed is that he goes like, no, we're not going to do that. What we're going to do instead, and he mentioned creator coins. He did mention creator coins, and it's like, no, we're not going to build a meme launchpad, but we're going to build something for creator coins. And creator coins, if you want, it's like, when you just have a different naming for the same stuff, you just go like, let's call it something different, but it's actually the same. There's a lot of times when that happens. When people just call different stuff, something that exists, it's already there, but they just use a different name for it. So, having that said, what makes a difference from being a creator coin and a meme coin? It's pretty much the same. If I launch a coin, I'm a creator, it's a creator coin, right? I branded it as a creator coin, but actually it is a meme coin if I don't have any utility for it. Now, from what I understood, and having this conversation linked with the sandbox, these could potentially be something that we actually were waiting for and could be very good news, which I don't think it could be a bad idea. If the only way to monetize through tokens on the sandbox, it's actually have the creator coins, which could be branded this way for legal reasons. We don't even know. It could be for legal reasons because they're based in France and could be pretty much just tied up to that. Let's put it that way. If that's one way they can unlock creators like ourselves to mint tokens that can be used in the sandbox as a virtual currency for you to play on the Misty Mountain and then have access to all of these resources, which would also be NFTs. And then you can trade it for our creator token. And then our creator token also has a correlation with liquidity with, let's say, Polygon, Sand, USDC, Ethereum. Then everything else just becomes much more connected. And it becomes much more feasible as a, I'll not even call it decentralized. I'll just call it on the crypto world. It's because of Mika, same for switching off staking. I guess so. I guess that is the reason for Mika. I'm not completely understanding the Mika yet. I think we're still very early in terms of the legislation of all of this stuff. But on my understanding, meme coin launchpad, it is a too much used word. So a content creator token, a content creator launchpad, it's kind of better rebranding for it, right? And I think it could be that. Mika, Europeans want the European Union wants your money and crypto. Yes, they want to deliver their own version of a stablecoin of the euro, digital euro, where if they want to, they have a lot of permissions. If they want to freeze your account, they can. So I'm not very fond of that. Okay, so Sebastian and Arthur no longer have executive roles. Now, for me, this is a little bit. I kind of have two takes. It's a little bit alarming, but at the same time, I think it's a good. Yat did say that it's important when founders, they're in their environment and they're having fun and they're doing what they enjoy. So what this tells me is that both of them, they were not enjoying what they're doing, which was more like a management type of thing, a type of role. And Sebastian now is an ambassador, which kind of feels like a very non-executive role, which is much more freedom. He's just an ambassador for the brand, which he does, which is actually what he does, and he likes it. He likes to travel, he likes to talk about the sandbox, so okay, I guess. And Arthur now is the chairman of something at the sandbox. So they've been replaced by Robbie Young, which has been the CEO of Animoca Brands. So I guess we're going to have something more corporate view type of thing. Also, things in the sandbox have been very stale for the last couple of years, let's put it that way. There was a lot of promises that we were all expecting, things that we wanted to do, things that we wanted to achieve, and we were expecting on the sandbox, and they did not come true. Everything feels like very delayed. Feels it's taking quite some time to come here. So having these sort of more corporate and maybe having a more focus on what. So they were like what 250 employees, and the time it was taking to develop this stuff, and I know it takes time, but that's a lot of people working. That's a lot of people working, and maybe what's important for some, it's not what important for others. And on personally, I think that the product should be probably the number one thing you have to get ready before you advertise, before you do anything out there. But it's crypto world, it's VC, you have to attract users. I don't know. So I'm happy with this decision, honestly. The lays off that was told, it was small offices that were not even offices. They were workers that got called freelancers, probably 2 to 3 people on each of these regions, and they were working in these co-workers type of space. So it kind of feels like they were agencies to attract more than anything brands for the ecosystem, and they have been dismissed. Okay, my priority as a creator is to have the product developed, so this kind of affects me nothing. I'm happy that maybe they're focusing more on actually getting the game maker, the product much more developed. Moving to Unity, I think it's a very good decision as well. So it kind of tells me that they're moving towards that direction. And again, the game maker as it is right now, it is into a state that the first game devs that worked on Game Maker, they left the code that way, and they quit. New game devs come, they have to figure out what the others were doing and how they do what the code does, and it's kind of hard when you go through that, and they have to build on top of it. And then those programmers also left. New programmers came, and they have to see what everyone else has done before, and they have to go again through all of that just to see what was being done. And it's kind of rough to like probably have 5 teams of programmers have passed through it, and it comes to a point that you have just so much code on top of so much code that it just becomes not optimized at all. It just becomes very slow. Like we have found, we have I will not call it a simple tool because it's not a simple tool, but it is a tool that has for what it does, it could be less heavier, I'll call it that way. For example, just having a lag with less than 20 people on a game. So the thing is, we had too much people going through the project over time, and I think we had a lot of code that was not optimized, that was not it was just too much. It was not working efficiently. And at some point, I remember starting to say this, like back at 22, maybe 23, but I think I've started to say this as early as 22, that it will come to a point whenever the sandbox decides it's version 1, because we started, it was version still 0.6. Right now we are at version 0.12, so we've doubled the amount of versions, but we're still not on version 1, and 4 years have already passed by. My thought was that when we get to version 1, they would have to probably rebuild the code from scratch just to have the minimum that was necessary to make it work, so the programs, they're well optimized and they can run better on phone, they can run better on the computer, they have a better optimization of the network, the bandwidth, pretty much everything, and I think that's something that happens when you're about to release the final project. You just get rid of everything you don't need and leave the bare bones of the project. The bare bones, like what's important to be there. So having that move to Unity kind of tells me that as well. So yes, that's a good one. Now, $300 million spent, that's quite a lot. A few hundred daily users, largely bots. This was kind of stated that it was false. Personally, for me, that's been on the sandbox throughout the seasons. I'm not sure if this is entirely false. Maybe alpha season does have a little bit more players, and it does, but if you would go, and we were playing around, you would see like we would go into this game and add like 2 instances. 2 instances, 40 players. You would go to another game and add 3 instances. That would be 60 players. You would go to another one and add 2 as well. Maybe the featured ones, they had like 10 instances. Maybe they had 8. That would be tops 200 players. So if you count all of those, like, yeah, you have probably during alpha seasons like 2,000, 3,000 players at any given time, maybe per day. I'm not sure how much players they would be, but definitely not the millions they usually talk about. Sand price, I'm not going to talk about much about it. I'm not sure if it's anything worth for this, but yeah. So it's good that I see the things coming to place. There's a new leadership taking over. Now we get back here to play game for fun. I know, play game for fun. I'm sorry. I kind of deviated a little bit from your time to be a lucky miner. So let's get into it and let's start mining, as you are the first lucky miner of today's stream. And I still want to get more lucky miners. So let's get started. Okay, gravel it is. Everyone in the chat, please type here good luck as we get to mine some gravel. Also, I want sound. Do I have sound? Options, audio. No, I do not have sound, and I want some sound. You want some sound, I'm sure. You want to hear those magical notes. Okay, let's put it louder. Okay, we can be a little bit audio. Let's put it on 15, and I think this will be loud enough for us. Okay, here we go. So gravel it is. Let's see if we can get some gems today. If we can get some diamonds, I would be very, very happy with that. Let me go mining some gravel, and good luck. Let's freaking do this. We got some silver. Let's go. So again, I'll be throwing some news. Hey Artificial, how is it going? Make sure you do fill it up the form for the next lucky miner. I'm going to be throwing some news, a poll, maybe to see if there's enough interest in getting a pre-seed type of allocation, where those funds will be used to increase the liquidity pools. That's a silver. And pretty much would help to kick off the project. The tokens will be yours. The funds will be used for liquidity pool, so it's a double win. You can sell them if you want. You can stake them and start winning passive from fee trading, and that will be pretty much your decision. Oh, we got it, emerald. Now that's a really, really good start. Oh, that's a nothing, but hey, nothings here are always worth something. Most of the times we get the better drops, actually, from these non-prizes. Definitely give time to Sandfams to getting the pre-sale. Okay, that sounds about right. And I will take that into consideration. Now, we want more gravel. We do need more gravel. Let's find more gravel. Okay, there's a lot of gravel here, and I like that. Let's get it. Okay, here we go. That was nothing. Silver. Okay, that was silver. Sometimes silver and the white diamonds, they kind of look very, very similar. That's a gold. I like it. I like gold, shiny stuff. Let's find more gravel. How much? We have 1,200. That's still quite a lot. Oh, here we go. I'm hearing music. Am I hearing Bruno Mars? Damn. By the way, play game for fun. Oh no, this is Nars Barkley, but it's a cover. Crazy, yeah. I remember when that song came out, it was just playing non-stop on the radio, all the time. Play game for fun. When we get to the refinery, what type of machine you want to use? By now, I think you know pretty much all of them that exist. Okay, I need gravel. I'm just going in circles around the same places. Let me just go over different places. Oh yeah, here's a lot of stuff. Okay, here we go. Do you remember that witch used last time? I'm terrible with names. I think we used industrial. I'm leaning forward that we used industrial. I think I've only used industrial on that run. Oh shit. Nope, I don't want to use. Amateur, Pro, Industrial, Silver, Gold, Gems, and Diamonds. Thank you so much, Wicked. That is 100% correct. Industrial it is. We got some gold. In 1,000 masters already in the bag. That's another silver. Let's freaking go. One ruby. We never get rubies. We never get rubies. Rubies feel harder to get than diamonds. I'm not sure why. Industrial. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. We've got 8 gravel already. Come on. Gold. Let's freaking gold. Okay, we've got this one here. Okay, here's the gravel. It did pay good last time, right? Oh, shoot. Come here. Jump. Okay, no, I don't want to go there anyway. And I'm not sure if I want to go here. I feel like I'm going towards the maze. And we want to avoid the maze. But we have this block here. There we go. Oh shoot, that should not be entering way farther. Yeah, we got a gold. Let's go. It's gonna be risky. I don't want to destroy the sand block, so I'm gonna avoid it. Come on, another gold. Let's go. We have enough health for 2 blocks. So let me find 2 sweet blocks to mine. Oh, this one. This one's perfect. This one is just perfect. Oh, I completed a quest. I'm not. I didn't even knew I was doing quests. $10 gravel. Okay, let's do it. Now, okay, I know where I'm at. So I'm just gonna go real quick. We already have 1,840, which is quite a good chunk of masters. Now let's go for the industrial refinery, which is up top, near the giant pickaxe. And here we go. Go, 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 go. Yes. Oh, this. Alright, play game for fun. Good luck. We will be rolling the next lucky miner just right after, so make sure you do type in the chat !LFM and you fill it up that form so you can be included in the raffle. I'll be consuming all of these gravel. I'm gonna make sure we get something good out of here. Gravel, here we go. Nothing again. Next. Can we get gravel? Nothing again. Next. Come on. 5 chances. Nothing again. No good. Oh yeah, finally. We got something. One more chance, gravel. Let's see if we can get a diamond. That was a gold. I like it. I like it. That's good. That's very good. That is always, always, always good. $2,320. We have 2 more chances. Oh, oh, okay. Last but not least, I'm pretty sure we can still find something good out of here. So, let's see. Gravel. Nothing on this one, but hey, that was good enough. Play game for fun. Where's my pen? It was just right here yesterday. Oh, I took it to do some markings on the wall. I'll write it on the computer. That's okay. So we had play game for fun. Hey, McDuck, how is it going? So we just had 2,480 divided by 2,000, which makes 1.24 cent. GG. That's the way to go. Play game for fun. Going to restart now the experience so we can start over. That's what we're about to do. Yes, correct. Let's go. Yes. And now I'm going to grab everyone that filled up the form, put it in the wheel of names, and raffle for one more lucky miner. I'm going to take play game for fun since he already won. And I have to get this on screen. Hey Xura, how is it going? Welcome, welcome. Hope you both feeling well. Shuffle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's go. Good luck. We've got here the Bitfox, Artificial, CRP Monster, Mukduck, Yannick, and Crypto Marco. One of you will become the lucky miner and will earn some sand today. We're almost there. Hey, look who's about to get chosen. Bitfox, you gotta take it back what you usually say. For never being chosen, because that is definitely not true. Bitfox, congratulations. GG. That's the way to go. Brave browser, yes, your luck is back. Now, what we also need to be back is the luck in game. Skip the intro, yes. Skip the tutorial, yes. Oh man, I just wish we could have Misty Mountain, what we're building with the leaderboards and saving data and all of that stuff. I bet if it was on Unreal, we could already have that. Either way, doesn't matter. I'm not gonna ramble, not gonna complain, but I'm going to ask everyone in the chat to type in good luck here for our good man, the Bitfox. On my end, also good luck. We're going stone, so go stone or go home. And that's what I'm about to do. I'm gonna go stone and not going home. Because I'm gonna win big. Well, actually, I'm not gonna win big. The Bitfox is about to win big. Let's do it. Good luck, Bitfox. Let's freaking do it. First one. Boom. Blue diamond. Look at that. We got a gold. It's a good start. Second. White diamond. We got a gold. I'm good with that. Third gold. Okay. That's a non-prize, but hey, non-prizes have been really fair with us lately. Woohoo! We got an emerald. Now, this is my favorite part about the mountain, but to mine stone blocks, let's put it that way. The Misty Mountain should look really good on Unreal, by the way. Not gonna lie, low-key excited about it. That's gonna look really damn awesome. And probably we'll have the option to toggle between first person and third person as well, which is gonna help out tons for exploring some of the tunnels. It was visionary. We're building for the future. And probably we will have one of the oldest running experiences in the sandbox. If it's not already the oldest. Okay, we have the Alpha Hub, which is not the same. Club XYZ, okay. Probably Club XYZ. We're that old. Come on! Okay, we got stone. We eventually have one more stone and one more gravel. We got nothing. Oh, where did it go? Shoot. Okay, there we go. And we have one more gravel. The Bitfox. Which type of refiner do you want to use? We have the industrial, the professional, the amateur. We have silver, gold, gems, and diamond. Industrial. Okay. And it is. I kind of like it because it's really close to where already am. Okay, so good luck one more time. We have stone. Let's see what we can get with this stone. Boom. First one. We got nothing. We have 5 chances. Blue diamond. Nothing. Okay, I just want a diamond. It can be any diamond. Diamond! We got a gold. 2 more chances. Diamond. We got nothing. And let's do it one more time. Diamond. Oh no! Bitfox. That was a little bit unlucky. We didn't get that much. We didn't get that much of drops. Which is kind of a shame. We had a final standing of 1,520 masters, which on our rate, it equals to 0.76 sand, which is always better than nothing. And every day, stream by stream, we get to grow a little bit of our earnings in sand. Let's put it that way. It is what it is. So, again, I'm gonna make a recap. We talked about MLP and the future of MLP as we're building. I'm gonna put out a poll in X/Twitter, also on our Discord server, to scout out for your opinion if you want to participate in a pre-sale. We're going to simplify the game, the mission, pretty much to its standards, to its basics, and then as the project grows and fuels itself, then we have funds to actually make a gamified version of these DeFi projects. But for now, we're going to have it kicked off sooner, because this is a really good timing to launch it, and it would be a waste if we have to delay it another 6 months to deliver it. Count me without pool. All right, play game for fun. Thank you for the feedback, and probably I'll try to put a different type of something that I can scout how much would be, so it kind of makes sense on how much would be allocated for the pre-sale. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. That's the next step. It's gonna be fairly easy to develop now and fairly fast, so I expect things to actually kick off and move fast forwards. Okay, I don't want to take out my AI search. Twitch. Now, who's streaming? Do we have Alex? Alex tends to be streaming, but it isn't nowadays. We have Alex. Alice? Hang on, I don't want to hear myself double. I'm gonna search for the sandbox. Do we have someone streaming? I don't think so. So we'll have to go to Mad Maddie, which is always a cool guy to hang out. And he also has a big beard. So we're gonna raid Mad Maddie. I know you're all familiar with him. Say hello to Mad Maddie for me, will you? We have the raid going on. I want also to thank you all for being here again every week, every Wednesday, to be chatting, to follow up on the project through its ups and downs, through its stable moments, through its plateaus, and also through its moments of joy where we get to deliver stuff. So I expect some good news, fast news soon, since we've decided to go on a faster route. I hope to see you next week, and I hope to see you. Actually, next week I have a problem because I have to take my grandmother to an appointment. So I have to either reschedule the stream for later that day, or the day before, or the day after. But I'll let you know. Again, we will be back next week, and we will give more news regarding the MLP. We will have another Lucky Miner. We'll have also more news regarding the sandbox and what we're doing. But for now, that will be all. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing week. And we will be together very, very soon. Until then, cheers. That will be for now. And let's raid Mad Maddie. See you soon. Rock on.